What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the most anticipated St. Louis bowling virtual event in what we would call YouTube or television history. My name is Mike Flanagan, and tonight I'm proud to host what's guaranteed to be a night to remember here from our home office here, Inside Bowling Show we do daily here, but doing something cool for the folks back in St. Louis, my hometown. For those of you that are here on purpose from the St. Louis area, I can sense your enthusiasm for this event. I've been hearing there's been a lot of buzz back home in St. Louis, and I do miss you all very, very much. Tonight's the St. Louis Masters Traveling League virtual fantasy draft that really means nothing whatsoever because the league doesn't exist anymore. I'll go over that in a moment. I'm wearing one of my old shirts here when I was a team captain. The Hooters team is who we were. So happy to have that on. Welcome to all the folks that are watching here tonight, not only in the St. Louis area, but around the world, as we have a world following now. And Inside Bowling was started in St. Louis, and I was bowling in the Travel League, and it was one of the biggest reasons why we even started Inside Bowling in the first place. So thanks to everybody to help build this thing. Let's see. What else do I have here in my notes? The St. Louis Traveling League began in the 1950s and was the most famous bowling league in the country for some time. Many may not know, but the world-famous Budweiser team broke the record in 1958 in this actual league. This league traveled every week to every bowling center in the St. Louis area, which makes that record even more special. It wasn't like they were bowling league there every week and figured out what the shot was like back then. They just traveled in that week and set the record. So that's pretty cool. Also in this league, in 1976, the league folded up, but was revived in 1983 with a draft format to make it more fair. Then in 2013, the league folded up again, and as times changed, they tried some different difficult, demanding lane conditions. Some people didn't like that for whatever reason, the travel, just the way the world was changing and the way bowling was going. The league was over in 2013. Time is now 2020, and after tonight, you never know what could happen. Could the league be willed back into existence after tonight's draft? Maybe. That's unknown. What we do know is that tonight we do have 8 captains selected that have bowled in the league in the past, and they're ready to pick their virtual teams for fun. And we've got a fun group here tonight. I got to give an assist to Steve Orff. Steve Orff was kind of the brainchild behind this, and he elected me to host it here on Inside Bowling. And it's a real privilege to be here with you tonight. The rules of the draft are pretty simple tonight. To those of you watching, the bowler must be alive, number one, live in the Metro St. Louis area, and it's advised to the captains that they should be an active or current bowler. Each team tonight will consist of 8 total bowlers, including the captain, and must have at least one female bowler on every team. So you can have more than one, but every team has to have at least one female bowler. Now, with that said, just like with any other draft, there will be many worthy bowlers not picked tonight. We compiled a list of over 400 bowlers in the St. Louis area that average over 210. So this is make-believe, folks. Please do not take any offense if you do not get picked tonight. We don't want any feelings getting hurt. And if you're here watching, it probably means you're already ahead of the game and take a true interest in bowling. So just remember that, everybody. If you don't get picked, it's not a big deal. Every team captain tonight does not want to look like the bad guy. And these picks are really just for fun. Okay. Lastly, with the COVID-19 pandemic we're all facing, this event tonight is to bring St. Louis bowling community back together for another night. And just I hope that when this thing's over, it brings everybody closer together. You guys talk about bowling and go out and support the St. Louis bowling centers. And if you're watching from afar, go support your local bowling centers as they begin to start opening up. There's some really great proprietors in the St. Louis area and all throughout the United States and the world. And please go out and support them. Go buy a burger, a soda, go in, have a happy hour there, whatever you need to do to support your local bowling center. That's really the message tonight from all of us getting together tonight for this make-believe draft for the St. Louis area, the ridiculousness that it is. Tonight, we want to put any differences aside off the lanes and on the lanes with each other, including myself. And we just want to enjoy the evening for what it is. I'm happy to be hosting this one tonight. And it's a fantasy draft for a league that doesn't exist. Just remember that. Also, before we get started, I'm going to introduce the captains here in just a moment. I just want to take a moment just to say before we do get started that we want to honor a few people that left us a little too early in this world. And if this draft was happening, they would either be picked or they would be one of the team captains. So there's been a lot of people that have bowled this league that have passed away, many of them, but just we wanted to single out 3 that have left us in the recent future since the league has folded up. And all of us just want to send condolences out again and just pay tribute to these folks because they were a big part of the league. And they are Kevin Bruning, Gary Helferstay, and Dave Harmon. So shout out to those three individuals who meant a great deal to all of us and the league. They were VIPs of this league, and their mark on the league will not be forgotten. And this draft tonight is in their memory. So with that said, I got through my open. Hopefully I did okay, everybody. Hopefully I did it justice. And Hooters league team captain here on board. I'm ready to introduce our captains for tonight. So with no further ado, I do have Matt Farber, my co-host of the Inside Bowling Show Daily. He is producing for me tonight and doing an excellent job. So, and thank you to The Urge for bringing us in, a St. Louis ska band that I grew up on. So hopefully you enjoyed the music on the way in. Let's introduce the captains. I'm going to go over to my second sheet right here. I believe up first, this guy here, this man was arguably the best bowler in St. Louis in the 90s. He was the high average in the travel league back-to-back years when the field was stacked. He tore it up with an orange piranha. After a hiatus, he came back onto the bowling scene about 10 years ago and is always a factor in tournaments. He's also got a lot of opinions, and we're looking forward to his opinion of what he thinks of the St. Louis bowling scene here tonight. I want to introduce Chris Taylor. Chris, you there with us?
And what's happening? How are
There
you?
he is.
I'm on a weird split screen, so I apologize. It's kind of strange. If I'm looking the wrong way, there's a reason.
You're good, bud. It's good to see you tonight.
It's good to see you, too. How's it going? First of all,
well.
And thank Matt for producing this for us. It's very nice of you guys to take time out to do it. And I want to say, because the three guys you mentioned earlier are big parts of my Dave in the past, but definitely Gary and Kevin are still missed a lot to this day. So I'm happy to be doing this kind of in their honor. So anyway, I'm good. I'm ready. I got my notes. I got my everything's going. I'm ready to go.
All right. And are you sponsored by Tabasco tonight, or what's the deal?
I am. Yes. I eat a lot of hot sauce.
Okay, great. Well, Chris, I'm happy that you're here, brother. It's good to see your face. And
good to see you too. Thank you.
I miss you, buddy, and good luck tonight drafting your team.
Thanks. Thank you.
All right, let me go ahead and get ready to introduce our next person here. And I asked for bios from folks. Some guys sent them in, and some guys didn't. And this guy right here sent me the most information of anybody, but it's because he's very decorated. And the man's name is Don Griffin. He's also known as Cheap Plug Time. That's how he does all his social media posts. Also, he's known as the Bug Zapper, as he likes to slap shots out, especially in the travel league when he bowled all the time. He works in the Concord Lanes Pro Shop, and he also is the head coach of Missouri Baptist Bowling University. And that's what he's doing now to contribute to the bowling world. He's also on staff with the Storm and Rotogrip folks. He's part of the St. Louis USBC Board of Directors. His quote is, and I thought this was pretty funny because this is pretty accurate here. He's never met a second arrow he doesn't like. And that is for sure. Don definitely likes a second arrow. He's got so many accolades here. I'm just going to pick a few. He was the Masters League MVP before. He was a multiple time all-star team. He's won the league so many times that I can't even count on my hands. Missouri State USBC Hall of Famer in 2009, St. Louis USBC Hall of Famer in 2007, Bowler of the Year before. But I think the stat I really want to go to is in 2010, he had the fourth highest average all time. This guy averaged 255.7. And he, in that year, he bowled 4 consecutive weeks. He bowled 800. He's got over 125 300s and 800s. Let's bring in my friend and one of the only people to come out and visit me here in Utah since I moved here, Don Griffin. Welcome, Don, to the show this evening.
Hey, Mike. Thanks for having us, and thanks for reminding everybody about our history of the Masters League. And if it was snowing, I'd definitely do a snow angel for you.
That's right. We still have the video of that. Don, are you ready to go tonight? You ready to select your team?
As best I can be. I'm maybe a little bit of rusty, from not doing it for 7 years, but I think I can figure my way around it.
Well, maybe the league will come back after tonight. Wouldn't that be great?
It would be. It'd be kind of neat to the competition that we had in that league week in, week out was just the thing that made that league special. So, and I know that's missed.
Yep, for sure. Well, good luck tonight to you, Don, and picking your team. I'm sure you'll do a great job.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, coming up next, this guy here was about damn time last year. He got inducted into the St. Louis USBC Hall of Fame. Arguably, his game's gotten better over the years. His game's better now than ever. The man's name is Terry Jones, and he's also in the TNBA St. Louis Hall of Fame, the TNBA Southern Regional Hall of Fame. He's bowled 76 300 games, 600 800 series. I mean, the guy's unbelievable. Southpaw, high series 847. He's a 900 global staffer. He's a turbo staffer. And he gave me a couple quotes here. Life boundaries are weaker in the game of 10 pin. And those that love the game simply respect you as a bowler. And he's been a mentor to many in the St. Louis area and somebody to look up to. Terry Jones. Terry, welcome to the show tonight. And it's nice to have you here.
Thank you very much, Mike. How are you doing today?
Doing well, sir. What's going to be the key for you picking your players here tonight?
The key to me is you want a team with diversity. You want a team that somebody that can move the pins and somebody that's a simple stroker. Because as we bowled in this house, we used to bowl in 32 houses. So you had to have a good combination of both. You just couldn't have all hookers or all straight players, because from house to house, there was a different shot. So you had to, and of course, me being left-handed, you had to have a good left-hander, at least one or two.
Absolutely, so, I agree.
I think I'm looking forward to is that the three people that are missing are honorable. The ideal of the league coming back would be awesome. The most what I liked about the league, you ended up bowling with players that you would never bowl with if it wasn't for that league. Because we were bowling with people from Illinois and Missouri, and a lot of times you didn't bowl with those people unless they were in your local neighborhood. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
All right, bud. Well, we're looking forward to seeing your picks here tonight. I'm sure it's going to be very interesting who you select, and we're very happy to have you here tonight as one of the captains.
Thank you, sir.
All right, coming up next, this guy here, he's a St. Louis Hall of Fame member. He's also in the Missouri State Hall of Fame. He's known as RO, and he was nicknamed RO by Jeff Riggles, owner-operator Ray Orse Pro Shop. He bowled on the national tour for 1 year in the late 1980s and cashed in over 2/3 of the tournaments he bowled. He was actually the runner-up to Rick Steelsmith that year in the Rookie of the Year on the PBA Tour. Not a lot of people know that. He has a handful of regional titles and is always a factor at the Peterson tournament. He's the king of the Ozarks tournament as well, as he's won more events there than any other bowler in the tournament. I'm sure he's got a blue moon in hand tonight. I want to introduce Rich Orff. Rich, how's it going, buddy?
Very good, Michael. Good to be with you. And yes, I do have a blue moon.
Just for you, man. I broke it out. I'm not drinking much these days, but I broke it out. So what's going to be your key to drafting tonight? I know you've been studying and analyzing the draft pool.
Yeah, I was a captain in the league way back when, and I really stress team chemistry. So that's going to be my overall goal tonight. So I'm hoping I can put everything together.
Okay, and to everybody out there, these guys that own pro shops, they're going to pick the best team they can. You may be a very good customer of theirs, but that doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to pick you, because I told them they can't do that. They got to pick the best bowlers available that they think. So don't hold these guys against and put all the blame on me tonight. Right, Rich?
Yeah, that's right. The next fella coming up, one of my good friends, Mike Miniman, that's definitely going to be tough for us because we've got a lot of good friends, a lot of good customers. And like you said, to start the show, there's no way we can pick all of them. So please don't get upset with us if your name's not on our list, but we're going to do the best we can.
Instead, go into their shops and spend some money and support them, because it's been a really hard time here with the pandemic. So shops haven't even been open.
Yes.
All right, Rich. Well, thanks, buddy. We'll see you a little bit later as you make your picks.
Thank you.
All right, coming up next, Rich went ahead and led the witness there a little bit. He managed and operates the bowler shop inside St. Clair Bowl since 1997. He won a national PBA title by defeating Mike Machuga in 2007 at the Bayer Classic and almost picked the 710 on that show. He won the holiday doubles twice in back-to-back years. He spent 10 years on the regional circuit with a lot of cashes and a handful of titles to his credit. And I believe Mike Miniman's not here at the moment. He's trying to get here. He was here. So, Rich, I'm going to let you just go ahead and talk about Mike for a second.
Well, he's certainly one of my best friends and a phenomenal bowler. We've been lifelong friends, and our shops are maybe a good half hour away from each other, so we are still certainly competitors, but we're good competitors. some of the bowlers over in Illinois, that could go into his store, go over and see me, and pretty much vice versa. So we will to each other as far as business goes. And like I said, we're lifelong friends, and I certainly have the utmost respect for his bowling ability, and plus he runs a fine shop. And like I said earlier, thanks for the kind words of my achievements. One of my favorite moments was winning a PBA regional doubles tournament with Mike. So, like I said, we are certainly great friends.
Okay, yeah. So we are testing the limits of the StreamYard software here tonight, as we've never had this many people on the software in one night. And I had a couple special guests that were going to come in and join us tonight, and unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to do that at this point because evidently we can only have 10 people in the studio right now. So we're working on that. We got some share screens we have to do and everything. We'll try to get them on a little bit later, but I had a couple surprise guests that are already coming in early. So that was part of the reason why Mike is having some issues here. But hey, that's what we do here in live streaming. No big deal. No big deal. So thanks for Rich for introducing Mike and telling a couple stories there on Mike. So coming up next, Mark Hood is the gentleman's name. St. Louis Hall of Famer, PBA regional champion, on the team that just shattered his single team record. I believe it was 1458 at Concord Lanes just a couple months ago before the pandemic. Mark bowled an 867 series in the 80s with urethane. It was the second highest sanctioned 3-game total in the state of Missouri, behind Bo Burton with 869. Solid contributor to St. Louis bowling over the years. And when he was bowling in the 80s, he was the best lefty in the Midwest, several guys have told me. So let's bring in Mark Hood. Mark, you there?
I'm here.
How'd I do on that intro? Okay.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I didn't give you very much, so I apologize.
Yeah, it's all right. I went ahead and did some recon on that. So you excited about tonight? A lot of buzz in the St. Louis area about this thing.
Absolutely. I'm excited. If you can see behind me, you have your shirt on. I have shirts from back when I bowled, which was really ancient times. And I wanted to show this one. This is from 83, 84. This is the first year back. I kept all my shirts. That's how nerdy I am. But Bush Entertainment.
That's awesome, man. That's totally awesome.
Gary Voss drafted a team of a bunch of young guys, and I was lucky enough to be on it. So
sweet. All right. Well, hey, Mark, it's going to be awesome to see you pick your team tonight. Like I said, you were one of the best left-handers in the 80s, man. And I just don't think a lot of people know that because the 80s were such a long time ago, showing your age.
That's true.
All right, let's bring Miniman in. Let's see if Miniman's back connected here. Let's try Michael Miniman. We'll see if he's in here. Mike, you there?
I'm here.
What are you behind? Like a mirror, like a glass fog? What?
No, I don't know what's wrong with my Mini, so I'm using my phone and I got a cracked screen.
Oh, okay. Well, this will just add to the humor of the night, Mike. You're looking better than ever, buddy.
Oh, I appreciate it.
All right, Mike. Well, we already kind of covered you. I just wanted to make sure that you were working well here. So we're gonna use what you got there. And hey, don't have so much rage in the pro shop cracking your phone, man.
No, I think it was over a Browns loss, if I'm not mistaken. But
that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Makes sense. All right. Well, I'm going to move on with the program here, Matthew. Okay. Next guy we've got. I'm going to get through the last two guys so we can get moving on with tonight's draft. This guy here, his name's Jay Bradshaw. And Jay Bradshaw is in the St. Louis Hall of Fame. He won the Grand Prix team shootout 3 years in a row. Member of the St. Louis Bowling Hall of Fame. He's bowled a ridiculous amount of 300 games and 800 series. I mean, the guy just bowls 300 and 800 like every week, it seems like. And he's a fierce competitor on the lanes. Let's bring in Jay Bradshaw.
Hello.
There he is. How's it going, Jay?
Good. How are you?
Good. Are you pumped for this draft tonight?
I'm ready. Thank you for putting this on.
Yeah, no problem. Are you going to pick all Illinois bowlers only? Is that going to be your deal?
All left-handed Illinois bowlers.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking. You going to make room for your wife on the team too?
Maybe.
All right. You're in a tough spot because, you've bowled some unbelievable scores with a core group of bowlers. and they're all your really good friends. And if you just drafted that entire team, you guys would probably do all right. So you're in a tough spot here tonight, buddy. I don't envy you at all.
Well, I bowled in this Masters League and I bowled in the Metro East Masters League, and I did the same thing. I tell everybody I'm going to take the best person available. So going to do that today.
All right, cool. Well, I'm not eligible, so you don't have to hurt my feelings. Okay. You can just hurt everybody else. Okay, cool. Thanks, Jay. Looking forward to see who Jay picks. Okay, coming up last but not least here. His name is Dave Cummings. He's the winning captain in the Masters League before. He's also a member of the winning team in the Metro East Masters. He maintains a 225 plus average in all of his leagues and has for a long, long time. Everybody knows him as being quite the instigator and outspoken. And his quote is, hoping when he wins this draft, however that gets decided, that's going to get him in the St. Louis Hall of Fame. So let's bring in Dave Cummings. Hey, Dave, how's it going, Dave?
Hey, how you doing, Mike?
Doing well.
Thanks for putting on it.
You bet. A lot of talk this weekend about this draft. Have you got many texts from people wanting you to pick them?
Yeah, I've got a bunch of texts from people, and I, like I said, I've really never made friends, so I'm not really worried about this. You pick the best people that are out there. You got to have a good time. You got to make sure you have a good time in the league, but you got to pick the best bowlers out there. So that's what we'll do, and then hope we get some action after this, get the league back, or at least get a tournament in.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, well, I'm just communicating with a few other people here, just making sure we're ready to go for the draft, and I believe that we are. So, Dave, good luck tonight.
Thanks.
Okay, Matt, let's go ahead and bring up our random.org, and we're going to tell the folks at home how we're going to determine tonight's draft order. So we've got everybody's names in there. We've got Don, Terry, Dave, Mike, Rich, Mark, Chris, and Jay. And while we're looking at this thing right here, we're going to click it 3 times in just a moment. But it's my job here over in the spreadsheet to make sure that I enter in the correct team captains on where they're going here. So, okay, Matt, I am ready. Let's go ahead and click the button 3 times. The first time here is not the draft order. So we're going to go ahead and randomize that. That is not the order. We're going to randomize it again. And the last time right here, Matt. And we'll zoom in on that order right there. So here we go, everybody. Here we go. Our first pick is going to go to Rich Orff. All team captains, go ahead and write this down. Rich Orff is up first, then followed by Don Griffin. It's going to be second. I'm going to type that in. All right, got that. Third is Mike Miniman, be our third selector. And then we've got Dave Cummings will be up fourth tonight. And then up fifth tonight will be Jay Bradshaw. Sixth is Terry Jones. And then seventh is Chris Taylor. And eighth will be Mark Hood. So the way the snake draft will work tonight, Mark Hood will get a double pick there at the end of the first round. The first selection in the second round, we'll just snake all the way around just like that. So Rich Orff is going to have the first pick tonight, followed by Don Griffin, Mike Miniman, Dave Cummings, Jay Bradshaw, Terry Jones, Chris Taylor, and Mark Hood. Okay, I think we got everything ready to go here. All right, well, I guess it's time to get the draft started, everybody. And we want to welcome in all the comments that are coming in. I'll try to keep up with those as we get going here in the draft here tonight. Again, we want to welcome everybody into the St. Louis Masters Traveling League Fantasy Draft. There is no real league whatsoever anymore, but you never know, it could get restarted here. Okay, so here we go. We are going to get started here. Rich Orff is on the clock. Rich, you are on the clock right now, buddy. All right, we got him muted there. So looks like he's Matt's bringing everybody up here. We're going to get everybody in order here. So Rich Orff's on the clock as we get sorted through here. I know how the NFL feels now doing a draft. All right, so Rich, let me go ahead and unmute you there, buddy. All right, Rich, can you hear me?
I can certainly hear you.
Okay, so are you ready with your selection?
I pretty much am. He said we get 2 minutes, and obviously that now that I get the first overall pick, I think I pretty much have a no-brainer. So
okay, well, before you announce the pick, Rich, before you announce the pick, we have an official jingle here that we have to play, just so that we're official, and we want to show off how good we are here. So if your pick is in, here we go. Okay, so there is your the pick is in from Rich Orff. Who do you select first?
My pick is a fairly new PBA champion, arguably the best bowler in St. Louis right now. I think this is a no-brainer, Kyle Sherman.
Kyle Sherman goes first off the board. Kyle Sherman is the number one selection here tonight. No surprise there. Kyle Sherman. What do you think, Chad? Everybody determined if you think that was a good pick or not. Kyle Sherman off the board. Coming up next is going to be Don Griffin with his pick. And we'll get Don unmuted there. Matt's bringing up the order here. We're trying to bring everybody up in the order down below so everybody can follow along at home. We've got everybody there scrambling for their picks. You see Miniman behind his cracked screen. And we're going to unmute Don here. Don, Kyle Sherman off the board. Is that somebody you were thinking about taking?
Absolutely. It was right at the top of my list on the guy's side. And I'm going to hit the little button here and letting you know that I am ready to pick. And I'm going to go the other way and take what I consider the top lady bowler that's in the draft. And I'm going to go ahead and take Shannon O'Keefe.
All right. Don selects Shannon O'Keefe with the number 2 pick in the draft. Every team, remember, does have to have a female bowler. So Kyle Sherman and Shannon O'Keefe off the board. Go ahead and mute Don there, just so we have the best audio we possibly can. And it's now going to be time for Mike Miniman. Mike, you got a copy? Looks like Mike is, I don't know if he's scrambling there, trying to figure out who he's going to pick. I don't know if he's on the phone. Not sure what he's doing here. Well, hopefully technology helps us out here. I'm going to hang out here for a second. Matt, why don't, while we're trying to figure this out, why don't we, it looks like somebody else is trying to come into the studio. Let's see what I can do here. You know, I think what we're going to have to do here, Matt, is I know we were going to try to display Mark Hood's screen, but it's taking up one of our places here and it's interfering with the draft. So I'm going to kick that from the studio here, behind the scenes producing. And then if Miniman or somebody else is trying to get in here, we can they can get in with no problem. So I'm going to get with Mike here. Let's bring in somebody here. Let's bring in what about Chris Taylor? Let's bring in Chris Taylor. Can we bring him in here? Chris, you got a copy?
Yeah.
So these first 2 picks that are off the board, were these guys that you were thinking about taking, either Kyle or Shannon?
Yep. Both of them. But I got a big old list. There's more. Lots to choose from. So, but I'm 7, so I have a feeling a few more are going to get taken from me between now and then. Whatever.
Yeah.
Make it work.
Yeah, Miniman's trying to reconnect here, so I appreciate you checking in with us there, Chris.
No worries.
I think we'll see here. I think Mike's coming up here. I want to appreciate everybody coming in. Let's see. Justin Heilig chiming in here and says Mike lives near me and charter's been down for 30 minutes. So that's great. That's just wonderful. Okay. Mike, welcome back. Mike, you got a copy there, buddy? We see him on the screen. You know, I might have to go rogue here on this one. Let's see what I can do here. I'm going to call him. We're going to just get right down to it here while he's trying to connect for his next pick. Here we go. I'm going to call him on the phone. All right. We're just going to bring it right up to the mic here. We'll see what happens. Always got to improvise, everybody.
Yes.
Hey, Mike, I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way here real quick while you try to get reconnected. Do you know who you'd like to select with your 3rd pick?
Yeah, that's a tough choice. I got about 8 names on here. Well, 6 names, but I'm going to go with Shea Bittenbender.
Okay, the pick is in. Shea Bittenbender is going to be your pick. Try to get reconnected, Mike. Do the best you can, and if not, I'll just call you for the next pick, and you can follow along at home.
Okay.
All right, there we go. All right, Shea Bittenbender. We're getting through it, folks. Dave Cummings is going to be up next. Let's see here. Dave, we'll try to pick up the speed here a little bit. Dave, you got a copy here? Who do you plan on selecting here with your first round pick here with the 4th pick?
I'm going to take the redhead, Tim Barron.
Tim Barron. Okay. And Matt, that's BEHRENDT. Tim Barron.
Hoping we'll get a tape deal out of the deal.
Oh, you're going to get a tape deal out of it, you think?
Oh yeah, guaranteed. He's going to use 5,000 pieces in a season, so yeah, it'll be good.
Excellent. Yeah. Do you think it's going to be 3/4 or full inch, white or black?
It's going to be white. I know, but it'll probably be both on him.
Okay. All right. Well, nice pick there, Dave. Number 4, Tim Barron off the board. All right. Looks like we've got Jay Bradshaw coming up next here. Jay, you got a copy there?
I'm here.
All right, buddy. So Sherman, O'Keefe, Bittenbender, and Barron off the board. Who do you like here with your first round pick?
Well, I'm probably going to go with John Bogacki.
John Bogacki. And Bogacki, Matt, is Bogacki, I believe.
Yes.
John Bogacki, lefty from your side of the river. Jay, why John Bogacki?
Well, I mean, obviously I bowled with him for a long time, but I think he's one of the best bowlers in the whole area on a lot of different conditions and everything. So that's why I picked him.
Okay. Well, I like the pick there, Jay, and you guys have a long history. So John Bogacki off the board now. All right, coming up next, we've got Terry Jones is on the clock. Terry Jones was his first round selection. TJ, do you know who you want to pick?
Yes, sir. It
All
will
right.
take a minute. A lot of my picks are just left. My last pick was going to be John Bogacki, so now I got to change it.
Okay. Lefty, you said you were thinking about
And
lefty.
I believe, yes, I believe you got to go with the greatest PBA bowler around, Mr. Pete Weber.
Okay. All right. That's what I like to hear. Pete Weber off the board. All right. Nice pick there, Terry. Goes with Pete Weber off the board. Chris Taylor is on the clock. We're starting to get into a little bit of a groove here now. So that's good. All right. Chris Taylor on the clock. I'm going to unmute Chris. Chris, how close are you to a selection?
Oh,
You've got 2 minutes, bud. You got 2 minutes there in the war room.
there will be time to delay later. I'm gonna give you one now. I'm gonna get the best lefty out of the way now, but I want to pick John Marsala.
All right. He's going to pick John Marsala, PBA 50 champion. Nice pick there. But before we get to Mark Hood, we have a special guest joining us. And I'd like to bring him in at this time, if we could, Matt. Special guest checking in from the St. Louis area. Pete Weber checking in. Pete, how's it going?
Going good. I'm having a good time listening to the draft here. It's kind of fun.
You just got selected on Terry Jones's team. Do you think you went a little late here in the draft? A little disrespected?
I don't feel disrespected at all. I know last night on the show, or yesterday on the show, you said I'd go in the top 3. But I didn't think I'd go into top 3. I was thinking maybe the top 10. But, you know, being drafted, I'm just honored to be drafted. What can I say? Especially by Terry Jones, another fellow senior and great St. Louis bowler, and who I respect to no end. So it's an honor to be on his team.
Yeah, I'm going to turn on Terry's audio here. Terry, what would you like to say to Pete?
Pete, you know, if you're on my team, we're going to wear green
That's
shirts.
fine with me. You know what I wear on TV now. Nothing but green.
Well, Pete, we got a pretty full studio here, but we wanted to surprise everybody and get you on. Just one quick thought about the St. Louis Masters League for us before we let you get out of here.
I wish it would come back. Now that I'm older now and not going to be bowling so much on the regular tour, I have a little more time to bowl. So if it ever comes back, hey guys, I'm available.
Awesome. So Pete said he would bowl the league. So there's one more person for the league right there.
It would be an honor to bowl the league.
Pete, it's been an honor having you participate in St. Louis bowling, buddy, and we appreciate all you've done to propel the sport in the St. Louis area, man. Thanks for coming on for a couple of minutes with us.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so that's Pete Weber. Thanks for coming on, Pete. Definitely appreciate that. Would like to spend more time with Pete, but we've got a draft here to complete. So Mark Hood finishing out the first round here with the 8th pick. Hoodley, who you got?
Well, they made it tough on me, of course. I'm going to go with a left-hander that I think can throw more strikes when he's on than any body around at this point in time, and that's Derek Mattson.
Okay, Derek Mattson cashed in the USBC Masters this year. Mattson is M-A-T
S-O-N.
S-O-N. Yep, Mattson. Derek
and I'm
Mattson.
sorry, I forgot to tell you to roll the music.
That's all right. I think just trying to get everybody and keep them on the stream right now at this point is the goal.
By the way, real quick, I wanted to say you forgot to ask Rich Orff if he had something else with him besides the Blue Moon.
All right. When we come back around, I'll definitely have to ask him about that.
You need to ask him if he has any ding-dongs. So.
Okay. We'll see if he's got some ding-dongs. Okay.
All right.
Mark, you've got a double pick here in the 8th selection here. So to start off the second round, the first pick in the second round, the 8th or the 9th overall pick. Do you have your pick ready?
Yes. If you'd like to roll the music, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'll roll the music. Or I know you want to hear this.
I really want to hear the music, and I'd like my share screen too, if you don't mind.
Yeah, we're full at 10.
Oh, the full. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, which we've never done that before, but I can at least give you this. You ready?
All right, I appreciate it. I feel better.
There you go. Your pick is in. Who do you select?
Okay. Well, this is the right-handed version of Derek Mattson, who these guys like to bowl a lot together. So I'm going to bank on that they're going to be great together on a team, and that's John Ralston.
John Ralston. And Ralston is R-A-L-S-T-O-N?
Correct.
All right, John Ralston off the board. And I gotta be brutally honest. I haven't been around in 6 or 7 years. I have no idea who the hell that is, but I trust you, Mark. Okay, coming up next, the Tabasco sponsored team captain here, dominated in the 90s, has made quite a comeback here recently, as we talked about in the Open. Chris Taylor, and I like Chris's war room. He's got his headset on, he's got his glasses up in the air just in case he needs to read. I don't know if he's nearsighted or farsighted or what it is here, but
I don't know what I am either. Actually, it's I don't know, man. You hit 50 and everything goes to hell.
Yeah, I thought 40 was bad, but man, I'm not looking forward to that. Okay,
no, it's not good.
All right, Chris, you're on the clock. Do you know who you'd like to select? You've already got one good lefty in there, John Marsala. Will he go with youth? Will he go with another veteran? Man, shuffling the sheets. Do they get bonus points if they still have an orange piranha in their bag or teal rhino?
I don't think this. Yeah, one of these might.
Okay, all right.
But probably not anymore because he bowls for a company now. I'm gonna I'm in. It's ready. I'm ready.
Okay, let me play it. I'll play the jingle.
Play the jingle. I am gonna pick Eddie Bird.
Oh, I like the pick. The Birdman is flying high. And St. Charles connection here with John Marsala. Nice pickup for Chris Taylor. Eddie Bird, maybe the steal of the draft so far. I'm going to say at this point in time. The Birdman flying high out there. Good pick, Chris.
Thank you.
Coming up next, we've got, Terry Jones and Pete Weber. We got a southpaw, as Terry does, the captains do bowl as well here, and Pete Weber. So we're going to see who Terry Jones is going to select here. TJ, do you know who you're going to pick?
Well, it was Eddie Bird.
Okay.
So now, seems like my draft picks get picked right before I decide to select them. I am going with a right-hander that has a composite average of 239, and I'm going to take Aaron O'Brien.
Aaron O'Brien. He can torque it up pretty good. Aaron is Aaron O''Brien. Aaron O'Brien. Next up here off the board for Terry Jones. All right. Moving right along here. Jay Bradshaw is on the clock. All right. We'll see if Jay's ready here. Unmute him. Jay, are you ready with your next selection to go with Bogacki?
I am ready. I'm going to pick Danny Spink.
Oh, wow. Former junior gold champion, Danny Spink. And I believe holds the Masters League record for the highest series, 860.
I was there that night. That was at Tropicana.
Me too. And there's a video actually out on the St. Louis Masters YouTube channel you can go see of that, Danny Spink. And also, I think this is a good time for us to promote Danny Spink's event that I believe is this weekend, the Midnight Bowler Society. And I believe it's going to be live streamed on Brad and Kyle's YouTube channel. So $1,000 buy-in. I forget how many players that they have exactly, but it's going to be a really cool event Friday night. Check out Danny Spink, Midnight Bowler Society, coming up here this week. Going to be a really cool event, live streamed, from what I understand, right on Brad and Kyle's YouTube channel. So, all right, coming up next, we've got Dave Cummings. Dave Cummings will be up next. He's got Tim Barrett already. And we'll get Dave unmuted here. All right. Dave, how you doing, bud? You doing all right here?
I'm doing good.
Okay. You got
I'm ready. Yep, I do. I'm sorry to tell you, but you won yesterday. So I said whoever won yesterday was getting picked. So Jerry Dwiggins.
Jerry Dwiggins. Another guy that can strike for days. He won yesterday. Jerry Dwiggins, JerryDwiggins. Jerry Dwiggins off the board. Nice selection there by Dave Cummings. Good job.
Smarter than I was.
That's true. You are smarter than you look.
That's true.
All right. Miniman does he have a copy? He's frozen. Mike, you there? It's that Illinois internet. Jay Bradshaw needs to give him a call, hook him up with his internet service provider. All right. I think I'm just going to go old fashioned again. We're just going to do the old backup plan here. Just going to call him, see if he's ready. Mike, you there? Well, I hope the phone works.
I can hear you. I got you on my mini.
Yeah, we just can't hear you, buddy. So who would you like to take here with your second selection to go with Shea Bittenbender?
I can hear you. Well, there's one guy that's out there. It's amazing to me. I've got a long history with him.
Okay.
We won the Masters League, I believe, 3 times together. We won the holiday doubles back to back. So I got to take Tom Partle, TPJ.
Tom Partle Jr.
It's a no-brainer.
All right. Partle is P-A-R-T-L.
Yes.
P-A-R-T-L. Tom Partle Jr. is selected. No surprise there, Mike. I'll ring you back when it's your turn again, okay?
All right.
Okay. All right, Tom Partle Jr. off the board now. So Shea Bittenbender, Tom Partle Jr., and Mike Miniman. Really nice start here for these 3 guys. I like the looks of what they got going on here. All the teams look really strong. So that's gonna turn us over to the Missouri Baptist head coach, Don Griffin. And we're going to go ahead and get Don unmuted here. And Don, are you ready with your selection?
Yeah, I'm pretty close, Mike. The list is definitely getting decimated, as it's supposed to be. That just means my thought process has been pretty good. Go with a bowler that has really matured and bowled with me quite a long time. Really been bowling pretty well lately. Andy Klein.
Andy Klein off the board. All right, Don. Andy Klein. It's Cline, Matt. Thank you very much, Matt. Matt's doing a great job producing here. Really appreciate your work here today, Matt. Really appreciate it in our show that we do every day. My co-host, Matt Farber. He's awesome. All right. Now it's time for RO with his Blue Moon. I don't know what number he's on, but we're gonna ask him. Rich, what number Blue Moon are you on at this point?
I've actually been a good boy. This is only my second one.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad this is taking a little bit longer tonight because by 7th or 8th, it's going to be fun when we check in with you.
And I am not having any ding-dongs. Ding-dongs does not go well with Blue Moon. So just to let Mr. Hood know.
Okay. Well, do you know who you would like to take at this point in time?
I do, and if you need to play the music.
There it is.
I think this gentleman slipped through the cracks. He doesn't bowl as much as he used to, but he is certainly in the prime of his bowling career. I don't want to call him sandbagger. That is definitely a bad word. I just think if he applies himself, I can't believe that he has actually lasted this long. He was on Junior Team USA and was one of the first junior gold winners. I know he can be a little temperamental, but got to take Mike Ramaklis.
Mike Ramaklis. All right. And Matt, that's Remaklus. Mike Ramaklis. Good pick there. I used to bowl doubles with Mike for a few years, and we went to Central Missouri for a semester together. One of the most talented bowlers to come out of the St. Louis area. That's for sure. Could always bowl good on tough conditions for sure. And he can also light him up. He can borrow the second arrow, but he can borrow any arrow. So nice pick there, Rich. Very much so. So I think I know where you're going next. I have a pretty good idea where you're going with your next selection. You bowled many years in the travel league with your father, Ray Orff, the legendary Ray Orff. You've got third generation here. I don't want to lead the witness, but I would book this if I was betting. If I was a betting man, I would book this one right here. Who are you taking here right now, Rich?
You need to play the music again?
Yeah, I'll play it again just because I know he'll want to hear it.
I don't think he would come all the way back to me. Obviously, he's young, still got some maturing to do, but I think the sky's the limit on his potential. So you are exactly right. I have to take my son, Andrew Orff.
Andrew Orff off the board. And you got to feel really good about the start of your team here, Rich. You were probably sweating whether or not you were going to get Andrew, huh?
I really was. Like I said, coming back to me now, there's no way I could let him go again. I don't think he would come back to me the next time. So I am very happy with my start. Like when you asked me at the start of the show, I'm looking for not only really, really good bowlers, but some team chemistry. Andrew's really good friends with Ramaklis. I've become good friends with him. I think we can keep his temper under control as long as we can do that, and he can give us 100% effort. I think I really got a good start here.
There you go. Get him some soft-toed shoes there, Rich, and everything will be okay. No drywall, no issues there, no broken feet. Good job, Rich. I like your pick so far. You got a nice youthful team to go with RO. Okay, coming up next, we've got Don Griffin is on the clock. Don, do you know who you'd like to take at this point in time?
Yes, you do. Might have to have a couple guys using their pencil eraser. I'm going to go with Kevin Perkey.
Kevin Perky, Kevin Perky, spelled like the regular Kevin, not Kevin Williams' way of spelling it. And Perky is P-U-R-K-E-Y. Matt, go ahead and get that penciled into our spreadsheet. Kevin Perky off the board. E-Y at the end of that one, buddy. Okay. Good job, Don. I like the start of your team here as well. And you've got your one lady, your one female selection out of the way there. Every team has to select at least one female, just to remind everybody. And so far, the only female selected is Shannon O'Keefe at this point in time. Okay. All right. Due up next is Miniman. We're going to attempt to bring him on here, see if he's still here. If not, I'll do it the old-fashioned way again. Looks like he's still trying to connect down there. So I will take that off. We'll just call him again. And I'm kind of an idiot sometimes. All I got to do is just pencil him into the board. I don't really have to hold the phone up here. So let's see how this goes. We'll try this way. See if it works. Seamlessly.
Hello, Michael.
Hey, Mike, how's it going? You been able to keep up with the draft okay?
Yeah, I got somebody filling me in on what's going on.
Okay. Well, thanks for hanging in there with us with your internet there. Do you know who you'd like to select at this point in time?
Yes. It's a toss-up between two guys, but I'm going to go with the left-hander since I don't have a lefty yet. And I would like a gentleman that's recently come out of retirement, and he's an awesome bowler, friend of mine, Mike Lay.
Oh, wow. Mike Lay. All right. Nice pick, Mike. Yeah, I haven't heard his name in a long time. All right, Mike, I'll check back in with you here in a little bit.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Mike Miniman making his picks via cell phone there. Mike Lay. That's correct, Matt. Mike Lay. All right. Coming back around. So far, Mike Miniman's got himself, Shea Bittenbender, Tom Partle, and Mike Lay, the lefty. Dave Cummings has yet to pick a left-hander. Maybe this is a good time for Dave to select a left-hander. Let's get him here. We've got a lot going on here in the studio. All right, let's see. Oh, now Dave's having connectivity issues. All right, well, he'll be coming back here. I'm sure he's got good internet. All right, Dave, you got a copy there.
Yep, I'm here.
All right, Dave, who would you like to select here? You got your pick ready?
Yep, I'm ready. Since I'm probably going to need help in the future, I'm going to pick the law, Scott Pierce.
Scott Pierce, P-I-E-R-C-E, Pierce, Scott Pierce, the lefty. Nice pick, Dave.
Thank you.
He's also a police officer, so if anybody has any speeding ticket issues on the team, you'll be in good shape, Dave.
That's why I picked him. Did you see my team so far?
Oh, that's hilarious. All right, Dave, nice pick, buddy. Way to get the lefty in there.
Gotta have a lefty.
Yep, gotta have one. All right, on the clock is Jay Bradshaw up next. All right, let's see. All right, Jay. You know who you want to pick here with your third pick?
I am ready. Godfrey Wilson.
All right, it's in. G-Man, Godfrey Wilson. Nice pick, Jay. I like it. G-Man is he's a beast from the left side of the lane.
He can strike all day too.
Yeah, I think he had a high average in the travel league one year as well, if I remember correctly. He did pretty well in that league. All right, so there we go. Godfrey Wilson off the board. All right. Good job, Matt. All right. TJ is up next. Get him ready to go. All right, TJ, do you know who you want to pick?
Well, as usual, my picks get picked right before me. So I don't think I'm going to go with a young man that I think is the purest bowler in St. Louis. He just needs a little coaching and some more experience. And I will pick, on that note, Cody Clayton.
Cody
You hear
Clayton
Mike?
off the board. Good job, TJ. I like the pick. I like that pick a lot. And I need to look at the draft board here because I have a little bit of analysis. You know, he and Danny Spink are good friends, and I would have liked to have seen those two maybe bowl together, but Jay Bradshaw letting Cody Clayton drop. You never know. G-Man might have went to Terry from what I understand. So a little bit of flip-flop there. You might have a trade down the road. You guys might want to make a trade. You never know. There are trades allowed in this make-believe virtual draft that's never going to happen. So, which is kind of cool. All right. So coming up next, we've got Chris Taylor. Chris, you got a copy there?
I do.
All right. Chris is on the clock. Let me know when you're close to a selection, Chris.
I got one.
Moving
I'm actually surprised. I'm surprised you made it this long, actually. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just going to keep playing that over and over for you.
That's perfect. I'm going to go with Mike Sapolis.
Oh yeah, Mike Sapolis. All right. And you run around with this cat quite a bit, Mike Sapolis. So a lot of team chemistry there.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, Mike Sapolis off the board. All right, getting through it here. All right, we're getting to the end of the third round. Mark Hood's going to have back-to-back picks here. Hoodley, you got a copy?
I believe so. Hit the music. With my third pick, I am going to select Jesse Mapp III.
Wow, great pickup. I bowl with his father, and this young man, he's got some rev rate, just tremendous bowler. And many people don't know that he almost didn't come back to bowling. He actually had an accident on a golf course with a golf cart that almost destroyed his ankle completely, and he's been able to nurse him back himself back to recovery, and he's bowling phenomenally well now. Nice pick there, Mark. Good to see that for Jesse Mapp III. All right, you got another one for us already?
Yeah, I'm debating right now. So
all right, well we'll just get the music going. You have a little bit of time if you want to take a couple of seconds here, Mark. We've been moving pretty quickly. Give me a chance to reset as well. You're watching the St. Louis Masters Travel League Fantasy Draft here on Inside Bowling. Welcome to everybody that's come in. This league had a lot of rich history. It's been around for many years. The Budweiser record was bowled in this league. It's been gone for a few years. We've got some team captains here drafting tonight, and we're having a good time here for the St. Louis area while we're still dealing with the pandemic and just trying to bring the St. Louis bowling community back together here. I'm Mike Flanagan, your host here from the Inside Bowling Show. And we are just completed 3 rounds in this Masters League fantasy draft. Mark Hood is the 8th selection here, and he has a double pick coming up. He selected Jesse Mapp III to go with John Ralston and Derek Matson and himself. And you got the pick ready to go here, Mark?
Yeah, real quick, I just wanted to say, though, Dave Cummings yesterday, I wanted to give him a shout-out for the St. Louis Hall of Fame. I'm going to be trying to do anything I can to help, even though I'm head of the Hall of Fame committee here, but I can't do a whole lot. But the only reason I wanted to give him a shout out is because he said that if he gets into St. Louis Hall, that he would retire from the game. So I just wanted to let everybody know that in case they might want to vote for him because of that. But I am ready. Cue the music. Since I was fortunate enough to get Jesse, I'm going to go with Ryan Stubblefield.
Damn it.
Ryan Stubblefield off the board.
And by the way, John Ralston's first name is Jon.
Okay, thank you very much.
So
I told you I didn't know the guy. I might start paying attention. Hopefully he'll bowl holiday doubles, and I'll get to watch him bowl.
I'm sure he will.
All right, Mark Hood working through his picks on the clock. We're back to the professor here, Chris Taylor.
If you say so.
I'm craving Tabasco sauce now, Chris. I really am.
I'm gonna change shirts between now and my next pick. I got a Chick-fil-A shirt with your name all over it.
Wow.
You know how they like my people.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Big fans of me.
I'm a big fan of yours, Chris, just so you know.
I appreciate that, and I feel the same way about you, kid.
I'm thinking about starting a Facebook fan page on your behalf.
You'll have 5 followers. And they'll probably never mind.
Yeah, just keep the political views down on that one, okay?
God damn it. No. That's not how I roll. Before I say something stupid, my pick is in. Cue the music.
Oh, okay. All right.
Music. I am getting a good friend of mine, and in my opinion, arguably the best woman off the sheet. One of the best women that's off the sheet now. And I'm going to pick Jen Helferstay.
Second woman being picked off the board right here. She's been dominant in the St. Louis area recently and for a number of years now. Arguably the second best female bowler on the board behind Shannon O'Keefe. Has gone out and tried a couple PWBA tour stops and has competed very well. I would like to see her get out there and bowl more if she could, but I know she has a full-time job. But nice pick there, Chris. I know you got a lot of team chemistry going there. A lot of people that know each other, hang out with each other. And
that's kind of the point.
I like what you got going on there. And I believe Jen is with 2 N's, right?
It is. Yeah.
All right, Matt. Thank you very much for that. Okay, Terry Jones on the clock, and everybody keeps picking his bowler before it comes to him. Did Chris Taylor's do that to you, TJ?
He got close.
Okay.
Not this time. I'm also going with a woman, which is probably obvious to everybody on the board who that would be.
Mm-hmm.
My best friend. The only ladies to win the holiday doubles.
I'm going to cue the music.
Miss Devera Buckley.
All right, TJ. Nice pick there. TJ and Devera have won the holiday doubles bowling tournament that a lot of people watch right here on these airwaves. They won the tournament before together. TJ and Devera, the only female to win, both left-handed. And you're making a lot of people happy with that pick right there, including yourself, TJ. Devere is one of the best bowlers in the St. Louis area over the years, and I think you did her well right there. So we've got a run on female bowlers here in the middle of the or beginning of the 4th round, I should say. Coming up next, we've got Jay Bradshaw coming up, and Jay, if you're close here, how you feeling here? You know who you want to pick?
I am ready. Hit the music. I'm going to take a youngster, Tyler Shimmer.
All right, Kyle Sherman. He lives with Kyle Sherman. So Tyler Shimmer, a great bowler from the St. Louis area, went to Lindenwood, and he can beat him up with the best of them. I like the pick there, Jay. Good pick.
Thank you.
All right. Next up is the world famous Dave Cummings.
Yeah, now I got 3 new bowling balls that I'm going to have to get rid of. Thanks, Mark Hood. I'm ready.
He's ready.
Play the music. I'm going with another left-hander. Get both of them out of the way. Eric Samowski.
Eric Samowski, Ericzom.
Even though he canceled on golf tomorrow, he's still on.
I think I did that right, Matt. I just private messaged you on that name. I think I'm close. Eric Samowski, awesome left-handed bowler. He can bowl 800 any 3 game set. Did I get that right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's close. Okay.
That's right.
All right, cool. Good pick there, Dave. You've got Pierce and Samowski. Those guys know each other well to go with Dwiggins, Barrett, and yourself. So you got a nice little team shaping up there, Dave. Okay. Mike Minneman's up next. Mike's nowhere to be found here, so we'll go back the old-fashioned way again. Hopefully Mike knows what's going on here. So we're going to get him on the phone. This is like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is back. So this is like phoning a friend here. Mike, you got a copy?
Yes, I got somebody working on another laptop. Mike Imes is over here trying to hook me up before it's over.
Did he just come over there just for this one reason?
Sure, all the way to Southeast Belleville.
Well, hopefully he brought some Febreze with him because when Imes comes around, it gets a little smelly. So hopefully everything's good.
Hey, remember that next time you come to St. Clair, pal.
I will.
Okay, I know who I want in my next pick.
Okay, well, I can't play the sound while you're on the phone, so I'm just going to hum it. Ding, da da ding, da da ding, ding, ding. Okay, here we go.
Brandy Bronca.
Oh, wow. Nice pick with Brandy Bronca, pulling that out from nowhere. Brandy Bronca. A lot of people forget that she lives in the area. Brandy Bronca. Nice pick, Mike.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Mike.
Yes, Mike Imes.
We may have an issue with Wi-Fi.
Okay. Well,
I'll keep working on it though.
Please do.
I will.
All right, we'll be checking for that. All right, we'll be back to you shortly. It'll be back to you before you know it.
All right.
Okay, there we go. Checking in with Mike and Mike from Illinois side of the river. Brandy Bronca. Wow, really? I forgot about Brandy Bronca being available here. Wow. All right, so we've had 4 women selected here. Actually 5. 4 in this round. So we've got the run on the ladies here. Okay. Coming up next, we've got Don Griffin standing by. Don, what do you think about this run on all these ladies?
I'm glad I got to get mine out of the way early. Not that that's a disparaging comment, but there's a lot of good ladies that are out there on the list, and they should be drafted in the spots that they're getting picked in, if not sooner.
Absolutely, and you never know. There might be a couple teams that end up with a couple of ladies on the team. I might take that strategy myself if I was drafting. So, okay.
Yep.
Don, do you know who you want to pick here?
I sure do.
I would predict a left-hander, but Don, who are you going to pick?
Oh, you act like you know me or something. You're probably right. You said every team needs one good left-hander, so I got to take Steve Solovic.
That's exactly who I thought you were going to take. And a quick
I
little
don't know how you thought that.
Yeah, a quick little story on Steve Solovic, everybody, and I guess I'll type to Matt how to spell that. It is a doozy if you haven't been around the St. Louis area. Steve is one of the reasons potentially why even this is even existing tonight. Years ago, 10 years ago, he actually registered fantasymastersleague.com. And then I registered Inside Bowling not too far along after that. And Steve is one of the pioneers at bringing attention to this league in a virtual environment. So I haven't talked to Steve in several years. I hope he's doing well. And just a little shout out there to Steve Solovic and the Solovic family in general. So good pick there, Don. I like it.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Actually, he was the one that preceded me at Missouri Baptist University. So got to give him a little bit of love there.
Yep. All right. Nice pick. I like it. All right. We're coming to the end of the 4th round, and our man R.O. is on the clock. Rich Orff on the clock. Rich, do you know who you want to select here?
I've been doing my homework, so I think I got 2 pretty good picks ready to go. So you can play the music for the first one.
All right. So we're going to play. We're going to go ahead and play it.
I definitely need a left-hander, and he's one of my son's best friends, going to an awesome school at McHenry. I think overlooked by a lot of the other captains. Another young bowler that's got a lot of upside. I'm going to take Jake Nimps.
How do you spell the last name on that one?
Nimez, I believe.
All right. Good job, Matt. Good job. Jake Nimps. All right. Look at this team you're drafting here and shaping up. You're going to be triple everybody's age, Rich.
Yeah, you feeling with the way I'm going here? I'm going for the youth. I'm going for college experience. And so far, my game plan's working out really well. And so I get another pick. And if you're ready for
the time?
No. I am ready. And obviously, it's time to pick a lady. Another awesome collegiate bowler. She is now bowling some lady pro tournaments. I'm going to take Christine Gill.
Christine Gill coming off the board for Rich Orff, and he has selected a female now. So a lot of ladies getting picked early in this draft. You know, I thought maybe going into the draft that, you know, the seventh round would be a lot of places where the females would fall in. No, I don't mean any disrespect, but interesting to see the talent pool of ladies here being picked midway through the draft. I like it. I like seeing that a lot. Okay. Coming up next will be Don Griffin. Don Griffin is on the clock. Don, do you know who you would like to select?
You know, I've got a couple choices here. I'm going to go with a little bit of Mobap connection. The guys that I was thinking about, Mike Peters.
Mike Peters. All right. Nice pick there. I like the Mike Peters pick. That guy, if he bowled all the time and really dedicated himself, I could see him really doing something big. He's got the talent to potentially win a pro title. I really do believe that about Mike Peters. So nice pick there. I like the team there, Don. I like the team. Okay, Miniman's up next. I'm just going to check the studio, make sure he's not maybe backstage or something, but he's not. So we're going to call him up right now, courtesy of AT&T. See what kind of wisecracks Mike Imes has for me on this particular round. We're going to get him on the phone.
I got my best technical people here.
All right. Welcome back, Mike. You are on the clock. Are you able to keep up with what's going on here?
Yes.
Okay.
I am going to take a shop employee, good friend of mine, Stephen Jarvis.
Stephen Jarvis. It's Steven, right, Stephen?
Yes.
Okay, Stephen Jarvis is selected. All right, Mike, we'll hear from you in just a little bit.
All righty.
All right, Stephen Jarvis off the board here in the fifth round. Dave Cummings is on the clock. All right, let's.
You can play the music. I know who I want.
Oh, you already know.
Even though three of them got right in front of me. Yep, I already know. I'll take Tim Hyman.
Tim Hyman. And Hyman is Heiman or HY?
Are you slow?
Okay. All right. Well, Tim Hyman, we're gonna do the best we can on that one. Okay, Tim Hyman. All right. Jay Bradshaw is on the clock.
All right, I am ready.
Jay's ready already. I love it.
I am ready. I'm going to take an old buddy who I finished twice in the holiday doubles, at least twice with, or second twice, Bob Marable.
Bob Marable. You know, I was just talking with Steve Orff the other day about Bob Marable, and there's a lot of guys that once they reach a certain age, they just fall off a cliff. And that's not true with Bob Marable.
Nope.
Bob Marable is the guy that can average 230 until he's 120 years old. Then we might see a drop off. I like the pick Bob for Jay, and Bob is a guy who's bowled the Masters League for so many years and an anchor bowler for years. So really good pick there, Jay. Okay, next up on the board, I wonder if TJ was thinking about going with Mr. Marable there. Terry Jones, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I'm here. I bowl with Bob, still in league today, and he is phenomenal for the person that he was and the person that he is. I am going to the young Bill Nesshammer.
Billy Netzhammer.
Billy Nesshammer.
Billy Netzhammer. Okay. Let me help Matt out on that one.
Really gonna mess your spelling up this time.
I think I got it. I think I got it. And while we're waiting and getting ready for the next pick, we do have another special guest here that I do want to bring in for just a moment. See how I can do this here. There he is. Kyle Sherman joins us now. Kyle, how's it going?
It's going good, Mike. I got the draft on the big screen back there. Me and my mom. She's right here.
There's Tracy.
We're watching it. So
yeah, what do you think?
enjoying it.
Yeah, what do you think of it so far?
You know, it's awesome. The cool thing about the draft is, obviously I never got the bullet, but I definitely spent a lot of nights going and watching. I got, utmost respect for a lot of the bowlers in it. I idolized a lot of the bowlers in the draft, and I think it would be an awesome idea to try to bring it back. I know I'd try to help out however which I could. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see some new faces and then some faces that I remember when I was little bowling after league, watching them actually bowl in the travel league. So I like the drafts. It's a good time.
Everybody, all the captains have talked about how they'd like to do an all-time greatest ever living or deceased list of the all-time greats of St. Louis. And I know you expressed interest to me that you'd be interested in being part of that as well. The rich history of the St. Louis area. What would you like to tell the folks at home about that?
Yeah, I really don't know a whole lot, but I got basically a St. Louis bowling encyclopedia at my house with my dad. And he tells me all these names of a lot of guys that I haven't heard of and tells me stories. So yeah, if they do a fantasy one, I want to get my dad involved and maybe I'll help him out and we'll try to draft a team. But yeah, he tells me stories of all the greats. And I think he could find his way around a draft board. And he would probably say some names that a lot of us young guys would have no idea, but I don't know if we want to bowl them. So
yeah. Would you bowl this league if it was in existence? Would you like to try? I mean, I know you're going to be out on tour a lot, but would you be one of those guys that would like to bowl whenever you're in town?
Yeah, if I could, I think it'd be awesome. I definitely, thinking about this league, if anyone has any ideas to get it started, I definitely have I have some ideas if you guys want to reach out, but I would love to bowl it. It's something, like I said, that, my mom was a part of the league, a part of the women's travel league. My dad was a part of it. I used to go watch. My brother was even a part of it. He was a part of Don Griffin's team one year. He was just telling me about that the other day. And, yeah, it's just something that I remember growing up was such a rich part of the St. Louis bowling history, and it would be awesome to see it come back. So when I'm in town, if I can make it work, yeah, I'd love to bowl it.
Last question for you before we get going here. I appreciate you coming on here for a moment. Rich Orff took you overall #1 in this draft pool. What do you think about that, and what do you think about the team he selected so far?
Yeah, I think the team's awesome. I was. It's a great honor being picked by, the Orr family has such a rich history in the St. Louis area and all the other, great bowlers that are on the draft board. I mean, I don't really beat Shea and Tim very often, but he picked me over them. So it's pretty nice. And then you got the legend of Pete, and then you got Shannon, probably the best woman bowler on the planet. So it was definitely a great honor. I love the young team. Mike Romoculus, great pick. Andrew Orff is someone that I watch, and he's continuously getting better all the time. Another good college player in Jake. And then Christine Gill, I thought that was an awesome pick, along with the Brandy Branca pick. I think those two kind of got overlooked a little bit. But yeah, that would be a fun team.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for checking in with us. We're going to get back on with the draft. Thank you very much. And we'll see how your team finishes out and make sure Rich doesn't screw it up.
He's doing a good job. I think he'll be all right.
All right. Thanks for checking in with us, Kyle. All right. Thanks for that break in the action, everybody. It should give the captains a little bit of time there to figure out who they're going to draft and select and look over their list. So a little break in the action there. Now we're going to take it over to Chris Taylor. He has not changed shirts yet, but maybe he will for me before the next round.
You know what? I will.
Okay.
Play the music. I'm ready.
Okay, working on the music here. It died out on that delay.
I'm actually really surprised that he made it this far. And I'm kind of stoked about that because I think it's a steal. I am going to pick Chris Aldrich.
Chris Aldrich. And that's with a K, right? Chris Aldrich?
Yes. Yep.
All right, Chris Aldrich off the board for Chris Taylor. Nice pick there, Chris.
Thanks.
Chris there. All right, Mark Hood is on the clock, and he's got a double pick here, ending the 5th round and the first selection here in the 6th round. So far, Mark has Derek Matson, John Ralston, Jesse Mapp III, and Ryan Stubblefield. Hoodley, who you got here at the end of the 5th?
Can you hear me okay? I'm on my phone now because my laptop decided to cut out for some reason. So,
okay, yeah, we got you right here.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and hit the music. Thank you. I'm going to pick this young lefty. I've bowled with him a few times. I believe he's bowled internationally, and he's just as much as I know that'll make 3 left-handers on our team, but I just think he's such a good player. I can't pass him up, and that's Donald Lee.
Donald Lee, yes, excellent bowler. I like the play there. We got some youth here as well on this team. Donald Lee, selected by Mark Hood.
And you can hit the music again.
First
so
pick
for this next pick, for this next pick, I feel like I've looked at my team. It's young, and they're all obviously give a lot of hand. My next pick, I think, everybody's a kid to me, but is a gentleman that can play on dirt better than anybody. Well, not better than everybody, but he's one of the best around, and you don't hear about him a whole lot. But his name's Doug Hymos. I'm going to pick him next.
Yeah, and if Doug's watching here tonight, this is what I like to say about Doug. I always do this Doug Hymos impersonation. He walks up to you and he goes, "Hey, Flanagan, how's it going? How's it going, Flanagan? I just shot 300 at the U.S. Open. They were really hard here tonight. They were really, really hard, Flanagan." So anyway, I love Dougie. I drafted him. He was on my Masters League team one year, and he goes and bowls the Peterson. Great bowling family. Doug Hymos, I like the pick from the South County area down there, down where you're from there, Mark.
Jefferson County.
Yeah, Jefferson County. You're right. Even south of South County. Yep. All right. Nice pick there. All right. On the clock. Same color shirt though. Let's full screen Chris Taylor here. We gotta get Chris full screened here. There he is. Oh, I love the you.
What's
you
going
weren't
on? You like it?
You weren't kidding
They
about
don't
it.
They make damn good chicken. You can play the music. I'm ready. I got another good one. I'm happy about this one. I am going to pick Ray Spink Jr.
Ray Spink Jr., the founder, I believe, of Bowling Ball Trading Post on Facebook.
He is a big ambassador for the sport. He tries his ass off. He's a good kid. I really like him a lot.
Okay. All right. Another guy, you're going with that nice team chemistry here. And the other thing to keep in mind, only 5 players are going to bowl each night. And when you've got 8 players on a team, we're getting down to the area where these players may not get a lot of games in. So you also may be wanting to select players that are really good team players that don't mind riding the pine a little bit, and then really being able to step up to the plate when they get called upon to go into the lineup. So I like this a lot. Good call there, Chris. Very well. All right. Terry Jones is up next on the clock.
Yes, I am. Well, I got a person I think has been sitting in the cut too long and it's time to be picked. Was one of the hottest people in St. Louis. They quit the game for a while. They recently have come back, bowling very well. And I will take Mr. Roy Turner.
Roy Turner. He also knows how to drill bowling balls. He can drill the bowling balls for the team as well. Roy Turner, bowled Travel League for many years. Bowled with Joe Black. I remember that as well. And TJ, can we full screen TJ real quick, Matt, if you don't mind? TJ, I'm curious. I'm not sure. What bowling ball company are you with? I'm not sure.
Probably hard to tell. but I would say 900 Global AMF.
Okay, I was just wondering. I wasn't sure whose staff you were on tonight. Thank you for the clarification, TJ.
Thank
give
you.
a shout out there with the banner in the background. I lost that prop bet. I thought somebody else was going to do that, but it's TJ. So always the professional guy. Always supporting whoever supports him. I love it. Okay, up next we've got Jay Bradshaw, who's been chilling here in the easy chair here on the couch. Jay, good to see you again. It's been a little while.
Yeah, it's been a while. I am ready. So hit the music. I am going to take Joe Nolan.
Oh, here we go. Smoking Joe Nolan. Joey Nolan. I like the pick. This guy used to use a wrist brace in the Gateway tournaments because he wanted to hook it as much as he possibly could. And I told him one day, I said, just take that glove off. It was one of those ones that you had to actually turn up, and he had it in the full cup position. And glad to see he's out there revving it up with everybody. He's an awesome bowler. He's bowled some really high 800 series. I think 878 maybe at Show Me.
I think it's 880.
Oh, 880. You're right. Yep, 880 at Show Me. Joe Nolan off the board. I thought maybe he might have gone to Rich Orff here at the end of this round, but still not available because Jay Bradshaw scoops him up. All right, good pick there, Dave. Or, I'm sorry, good pick there, Jay. We got Dave coming up next. Dave Cummings is up next. All right. You ready to go, Dave?
Yep, I'm ready. I got my lady. She can drink with the best of us. Jana Luden.
Jana Luden off the board. All right, nice pick. Jana Luden goes to Dave Cummings. And as he said, she can drink with the rest of them. So I don't know what that means, but Dave, nice pick there.
She can drink. She can drink us all under the table.
Okay. All
What
right.
a good time. I see it.
All right. Okay. Well, hopefully she can bowl good too, other than drinking. So I'm sure she will.
She's fantastic. She's good. She's real good.
She's been on some teams that have bowled some huge scores, and she's not the lowest on the team. She normally leads the team. So good pick there, Dave. Okay. Miniman, is he here? Oh my goodness. What do we owe the honor?
Mike Imes, my man.
Okay, here he is.
Okay, I might be a few picks behind here. But has anybody picked Matt Russo?
No.
Okay, well, I think he's eligible. He lives in O'Fallon, I believe. And he's in St. Clair all the time. He comes in the shop. Great guy. Bowled on the tour a lot this year. Had some good success. So I think I'd like to take another left-hander.
Well,
I
need to get a ruling on this, and I hate to hate to put my producer on the spot. But could Matt Farber come on to the broadcast? Is there a way we might have to take a second here? Farber knows Russo pretty well. I need to get a ruling here. Matt, thank you so much for your producing role this evening. Do you know where Russo is currently residing?
Yep, he sure does live in Fairview Heights.
Okay.
He is a resident there. He lives in an apartment with his girlfriend, Lauren Pates, there in Fairview Heights, and he's a common patron at St. Clair Bowl.
All right.
Farber.
All right. Thank you, Matt, very much for I knew we'd get him on the screen tonight. So yeah, Matt Russo, with, in my opinion, the steal of the entire draft. Miniman getting very creative.
Mike.
Yes.
That my young stepson, he messaged me earlier and he said, Matt Russo's out there. What the heck are you doing? I said, okay, well, I'll see if I can get him.
Wow, that's great. All right, good job, Mike, and nice to see your face and not through some sort of broken phone screen.
Glad to be here.
And Imes is still there. Give him an elbow or something because you can't touch him. Okay, it's social distancing. Great. Okay, coming up next, we've got Don Griffin is next up on the board here. Bring in Don. Don,
hey,
ready to go?
Yeah, I got my next one ready to go. And if you can't get a lefty, you need to get a little help from above, and got to take the Padre, John Brocklin.
Oh, look at that pick. Oh, hey, babe. How's it going, everybody? It's John
Me too.
Brocklin, Johnny B here. John Brocklin. Nice pick there, Don. You and John on the same team. I like this. And Steve, and you got a nice team going there.
See what happens.
John Brocklin towards the end of the 6th round. Wow, how times have changed. If you were bowling on sport conditions, John might be the steal of the draft. Okay, coming up next, we've got the double pick from the RO himself, Rich Orff. Will he continue to go youth, or is he going to add some veteran leadership down the stretch here with his last 2 picks?
Well, I've had a lot of youth. I guess that was Don, right, that just picked. Yeah, I was going to have to pick a crafty veteran and my best friend, John Brocklin. But since Johnny's off the board, it looks like I'm going to stay young with the college influence. So I am ready with my next pick if you're ready for the music. I'm going to take a former Lindenwood bowler, starting to bowl a little bit more again, still very young, good friends with my son. I'm sure he knows Kyle really well. I'm going to go with Tim Grindler.
Tim Grundler. Yep, and he bowls Team USA trials. I see him at the Fusion Realtor tournaments up in Iowa all the time. Likes to challenge himself. Great player. Fits in with your team extremely good here. Really well rounded out here. So we're coming to the end of the draft here, the last round. I want to remind everyone that with these picks, this will conclude our draft tonight. There are a lot of great bowlers still left, and there's going to be a lot of awesome bowlers that do not get selected tonight. So please, if you don't get selected, please don't hold any of these captains accountable. Put all the blame at myself and the folks at Inside Bowling, okay? And Rich, this will not be the last time we hear from you. After we do go through here and we do select everybody from this round, we will go around and talk to each captain for a few closing thoughts. So who would you like to select with your pick? If you're ready, I'll play the music.
Well, before you play the music, definitely since this is my last pick, like you said earlier, there's still a lot of really, really good bowlers on this list. There's no way we can pick them all. So certainly a lot of my customers, we all know this is just for fun. But I said I had my strategy going in. I wanted to stay young if at all possible and focus on the majority of college bowlers. I just think that they have a lot of experience bowling on those demanding sport shots. So you can roll the music for my last pick. This gentleman is not going to average a lot on the super easy house conditions. I think he just doesn't feel like they're much of a challenge. But I'll tell you what, I've seen this young man bowl on the USBC tournament conditions that we all know are super demanding. So if we would bowl in some houses that are to the tougher side, this guy is one of the best grinders, in my opinion. Another Lindenwood graduate. I'm going to take Scott Levy.
Wow, Scott Levy. Yeah, wow, nice one. Nice pick there. Scott Levy doesn't get a lot of respect, but always bowls a nice score at nationals and bowls good on the tougher conditions. I believe he does pretty well at the Peterson. And Scott Levy, you're right, doesn't bowl real good on house conditions. So he and Dom Barrett have a lot in common, actually. Cannot bowl well on a house condition. So, and if Dom Barrett's watching, you can text me later and we can talk about that. But Dom says that a lot. Okay, we'll get back to you later, Rich. On the clock now is Don Griffin to round out his team. Shannon O'Keefe, Andy Klein, Evan Berkey, Steve Sullivan, Mike Peters, and John Brockland. Who you got with your last pick here Don, as soon as we get you unmuted here. Matt's working on it. There we go, Don.
All right, thanks, Mike. And I got to echo Richie's sentiments that there's a lot of bowlers out here that are not going to get a sniff at getting picked here. Just looking at my list, I see some names that if we had more picks to go or more teams to add to, I would definitely look a little differently than I am. I'm going to go with familiar connection with me. He may not remember it, but I sat and watched him bowl of the Masters through several rounds deep into the tournament. A guy that bowls pretty well and can grind him out too. Another Mobap connection, the Weed Whacker, Mike Wiedemeyer.
Oh, I like this one. All right, Mike Wiedemeyer goes off the board. That's, in my opinion, I'm a little biased, but I like the Wiedemeyer pick right there. And he's going to fit in really well with your team, Don. A lot of chemistry there. A lot of chemistry.
Sometimes that can definitely make the difference and get you over the hump.
Yep, for sure. All right, nice team you have there, Don. We'll get back to you for some closing thoughts here in a little bit. All right, Mike Miniman has we'll see if he can get back-to-back picks on the stream without having to call him on the phone. Mike, you got a copy?
10-4, good buddy.
All right, you ready with your pick?
I am. Is this my final pick? Because with all the communication snafus, I just want to make sure I'm up to speed here.
Yes, this is your last pick.
Okay. As we talked about the other day, I'm going to give a shout out to a few people, and then I'm going to make my pick. There's a lot of good bowlers left. In the Illinois side, you got Matt Cleveland. Philip Watson, that guy can strike a lot. I got a shout out to my man, Bagman, Brian Biaggi, over in O'Fallon, Missouri. We all know the Bagman. Beautiful man. Thank you to Nick Devan tonight for texting me the picks since I couldn't get online. I appreciate that. And also Jerry Anderson. He was, I picked him in the Metro East Masters League one year, and he was just phenomenal to bowl with. He basically ran the team. He did all the dirty work for me. He bowled great. And, I would consider picking him also here. But blood is thicker than water, and I'm going to pick Ryan Freivogel. He bowled good last year. He shot a 300 out of Hanks Bowl, which is very difficult to do. And so that would be my final pick, Ryan Freivogel.
All right, Mike. Great pick. Completely understand the pick, and you're right. There's a lot of great players you just mentioned that are still available in the draft pool for sure.
And I didn't mean to leave anybody out, but that's just the ones that I got written down here. So.
Yeah, and the great Mike
Imes
thank you
very
too.
Much.
Mike Imes is still on the board. Everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. We'll get back to Mike for some closing thoughts here if his internet's working. All right. We're going to head over now to Dave Cummings for his final selection. Dave, you got a copy? He's been having.
Yep, I'm back. My internet's been going haywire, but I'm back. Yeah, some major issues. I don't know. I'm going to go off the board here and pick Roy Adams.
Roy Adams. That's a good pick. Roy Adams. Jeremy Boyer also on the board still. Roy Adams, Jeremy Boyer, bowled the holiday doubles many years together. Did very well. I like the pick. Good job, Dave.
Last pick, yeah.
Okay, Dave.
But I can't let him bowl with that Brunswick shirt on.
Right. Yeah, you can't do that. I'll when we come back through, we'll get your final thoughts on this, okay? Okay, over to Jay Bradshaw. And just a reminder, every team has to pick at least one female bowler. And Jay is now on the clock and has to pick a female bowler.
I think you know who it's going to be.
I do.
Linda Bradshaw.
Linda Bradshaw. Awesome bowler, and I'm glad it worked out for you with that strategy tonight, Jay. And we'll be back with some final thoughts from you in a little bit. Okay, Linda Bradshaw completes Jay Bradshaw's team, and Terry Jones is now on the clock.
Yeah, I'm on the clock. It's going to take me a few minutes. I got two sons on the list. Can't pick one son and leave the other one out. Just make a family dispute. Got a couple guys I'm looking at really hard. That I got a Chris Ennis that's out there that's really senior, smooth right hand bowler. Charlie Hale from Illinois can strike for days. Even though if you get Charlie Hale, you're going to be the last one to leave out the bowling alley. But he can strike for days. Robert Hammond, Illinois. Whew. That last pick is a rough one.
It's getting hot in that room, TJ. The banner's starting to fall. It's so hot, the humidity in there.
I wouldn't doubt it. It's only been up there since I've been talking to you. Give me one more minute, and I guess I will.
Hey, take your time, Terry. You got another minute on the clock here, buddy.
All right.
This is a tough one for TJ because he's got a couple of sons that bowl. They're very good bowlers. He's only got one spot left on the team.
I will take Matt Cleveland.
All right,
Has
Matt
he been
Cleveland.
taken?
It's a good pick, Terry. It's a good pick.
I needed a straight right-hander.
Yep. Well, you got it, Matt Cleveland, and honorable mention earlier from Miniman. I'm sure he's happy to see that. So, all right, Matt Cleveland off the board. We'll be back with some final thoughts from you, TJ. Chris Taylor now on the clock, rounding out his team. John Marsala, Eddie Bird, Mike Sapolis, Jen Helferstay, Chris Aldridge, and Ray Spink Jr. Chris has changed shirts again.
Yeah, you like this one?
The great state of Kansas, and it's a red shirt again.
Yeah.
You look good in red, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. This is tough, man. I'm getting texts and shit now. All kinds of ass is going to be hurting after this one.
Yeah. I mean, I know we could go till midnight if you guys want to extend the draft.
No, I'm good. We're good. I'm half drunk already. Damn.
Yeah, this is tough. This is really tough.
I just thought
Yeah, you got time coming down here to the end here. You got time. You got plenty of time there. We can all stare at the moon in the background while we're waiting.
You know what? I'm play the music.
Oh, we're gonna bring the music back here.
Yeah.
We've been a little while on the music. I appreciate that.
So I've got. Okay. Yeah. You didn't. You. EJ Parks.
EJ Parks, a member of Buckets on Deck.
Absolutely.
Second leading team now. Ever.
Oh, one more thing. Hey, real quick.
You have the floor.
Aldrich. Aldrich, not DGE.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. This is going to be the last pick, everybody. Mark Hood's going to come in with the last pick of the draft. A lot of pressure on Mark. Not only did he draw the 8th straw here tonight, but he's also responsible for picking the last person when there's hundreds of deserving bowlers to be selected at this point in time. Mark, what are you going to do here, bud? What do you think?
Well, I have to pick a female, so that narrows it down a little bit. This gal comes from a great bowling family. I bowl with her father, who is a member of the single game 5-man world record team that I happen to bowl on as well. He actually holds the record now for the lowest game in the, I don't even know how to say it, the lowest game shot in the record, which is he shot 279 that game. So with my final pick, I am going to pick Shannon Grimm.
Shannon Grimm with 2 M's, Grimm with 2 M's.
Correct.
All right. So that's going to complete the draft for tonight. We will get a wrap up with each one of the guys. So that is our completed draft list here. Just looking at this board, taking it all in here. Let's start at the top, and we'll go to Rich Orff. Matt, if you could keep the board up and just have Rich and I up. I know it'll take a second. We'll get Rich's thoughts on tonight and on the draft. Rich, your thoughts on tonight's draft, sir, your team, and just overall getting together to do this.
Well, first of all, it was a lot of fun. And if we were able to do this, my goal going in was to try to stay young, college experience. I'm very satisfied with what I have. Obviously, if we were able to do this, I would only bowl if it was in an emergency. So I think I got, 6 really solid players. With that being said, just like Mike said earlier, I want to give a shout out to some guys that were not picked. I could have went the other way and went to more of the seasoned, crafty veterans, as I would like to say. He said he didn't care. If I had one more pick, I would certainly have picked my brother Steve, PBA champion. Even though he's in his early 50s now, he's revitalized his game and went to be the second arrow burglar. And, geez, I think this year at Concord he averaged 235. So he was certainly deserving. Another really good friend, seasoned veteran, PBA regional champion, Bill Netzhammer Sr., and another good friend that got overlooked, Dougie Buer. Dougie Buer won 3 PBA regionals. And like we said earlier, you can't pick them all. So my strategy was to go young. One more shout out to my good buddy, and I know he's good friends with you, Mike. We like to call him our beer supplier at the store, Mike Solovic. He works for the brewery here, and he just stopped in Saturday because we were closed for a while, and he's always supplying us with beer. So those were 4 guys that certainly were on my list, but you can't pick them all. So I just want to give out a shout out to those guys also. But to finish up on my end to answer your question, definitely I feel very good with my team, and that was kind of my goal going in. So I think if we were able to bowl, I think we'd be very competitive.
Yeah, buddy. Good job tonight. Thanks for taking part in it. And hopefully everybody goes and sees you in your pro shop and support the other pro shops as well. I'm going to say that for each pro shop guy. And good luck in the future going into getting bowling back and a lot of folks coming in and getting back into bowling, man. So thanks a lot for your time tonight.
Thank you, Mike. And one more thing, like you said, definitely we at the store appreciate everybody's business. I would like to have everybody's business here in the St. Louis area. That's not going to happen. But just a shout out to all the bowlers. Stay local. Visit Don, visit my buddy Mike. Keep your purchases local, and it definitely goes a long way. So again, thanks for everything. It was certainly a great night.
Yep. Thank you very much, Rich. Now let's bring in Don Griffin next, and we'll get Don's thoughts on tonight's draft. Don?
Hey, Mike, thanks for having me again. Thanks for doing this. This has been kind of fun. Rekindled a lot of the old memories. One of the things that I try to do with my team, looking at personalities, a lot of these guys that I picked had bowled together at some point in time. Definitely all the bowlers that were on the list, a lot of talent. The guys before me that mentioned a couple guys, the guys, we got guys like Randy Lightfoot that didn't get picked, Denny Sherman that didn't get picked, Greg Getzlow, another PBA champion that didn't get picked. Guys that would have definitely been an influence on anybody's team. Guys across the water, Andy Mank, 900, the only guy 900 in the area. Another guy that should have been picked. A lot of people out there, as well. Like Richie said, we got to keep this thing going. It's kind of fun to do it. That league has a lot of special memories in a lot of people's hearts, and was definitely the big league to bowling in the area. One of my buddies, Hank Westlow, got me involved in the league, in the old league. I used to keep score for the old Dairy Queen team that Randy Lightfoot bowled on back in the mid 70s when I was a kid. So that was kind of fun to do. So special piece of my life, special part of my life. Definitely, like Richie said, I think we could compete with the team that I've got. We got to try to make this thing work, even if it's just for fun.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Don, you also have a pro shop, and you're involved there at Concord Lanes and your MoBAP. I wish you all the best in your business adventures and your bowling as well. You're still out there throwing the rock around, everything you do with MoBAP, man.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Like Richie said, you got to keep it local. There's enough customers to go around for all of us, and there's enough guys in town that do a great job that weren't mentioned tonight in the pro shop industry. But Richie's been there forever. Mike's been there forever. I'm kind of a new player in town, and just want to try to make my customers happy. And I was a shop rat with Ray over at Ours Pro Shop back in the early 70s and 80s. So it's kind of like a extended family. So just got to keep it going, man.
For sure. All right, Don, thanks for being part of this tonight, and enjoyed your draft picks.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, let's head over to Miniman and see if he's got a copy here. Reminds me of the Rob Stone interview that we did, Matt. You got a copy down there on the floor there?
What's up, Michael?
All right. Closing thoughts, buddy.
All right. For one, thank you to Michael and Inside Bowling, Matt Farber, and Steve Orff, who called me and asked me to be a part of this. And I was honored by that. And it was fun. I apologize for the technical difficulties, but thanks to Mike Imes and Nick Devan for helping me out. And getting back to my team, I mean, gosh, I don't think I bowl much. I got two great lefties. Mike Lay, that's a blast from the past. He's back bowling. He's averaging a lot. Throws the ball better than ever. Matt Russo, getting him at the end. My gosh, that's just that's unreal. Brandy Bronca's probably, behind Shannon, possibly the second best lady bowler. And then I got Shea Bittenbender and Tom Partle. I mean, that's a lot of talent there. And my stepson and Steven Jarvis, who's kind of flies under the radar, but he's really good on sport. He's a college bowler. He's very good on flat, and he can average 240 in league. In fact, the other day we opened up St. Clair and turned on a lane, and they hadn't been oiled in 6 weeks, and the guy just lofted the left gutter. And I mean, he just struck like he was bowling on, China. It was crazy. So I love my team, and it was a lot of fun, and appreciate you guys doing it.
Yeah, you
and
bet.
Also, buy local. We got some shop guys on here, Don, Rich, friends of mine, and we've had some customers that have went to some other shops because we're in Illinois and we're not open yet. And I understand that. So, take good care of them. Hopefully they return. I think they will. We're supposed to open June 26th, but that's subject to change, but that's tentative right now. I'm getting messages all the time. Hey, when you guys open? It's not up to us. If it was, I'd be open. So we'll be open as soon as we can with precautions and, everything, the social distancing. We'll take all that into account, and, we'll get back to normal finally.
Yep, that's the goal for sure. We'll see we're back out on the lanes. Mike, thanks for being part of this, buddy.
You bet. Shout out to Storm Nation and Roto Schlem. Vice and Tacticator grips too.
There you go. We got to plug those sponsors. All right, Mike. Thank you. Let's bring in Dave Cummings now. See how his internet connection's doing as well. The 3-4 slots got hit with internet connections. You there, Dave?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you. Your final thoughts?
Okay. I love my team as long as the beer, they don't run out of beer, but we'll have a good time. I mean, I love the Masters League was awesome. I mean, I remember trying out my first year and, you know, I was number 146 trying out. It was, you know, it was awesome. But, I mean, we got a cop, so that'll get us out of all of our DWIs, and I can drive stone. So I think we got a great team.
All right,
I mean,
Dave.
let's make this happen. Thanks for running this, Mike. It was fun.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for being part of it, Dave, and great job picking a
I'm
team
glad
here.
that everybody else turned you down.
Yeah, no, I didn't even ask any, but this is
I
all
had to be your last resort.
Well, thanks, Dave. It was fun checking in on you throughout the night with your picks, man.
Yep, thanks. We'll see you.
All right, glad to see Dave's healthy too. He had some health issues a couple of years ago. I'm glad to see he's recovered nicely. Okay, let's head back over to Jay Bradshaw, still hanging out in the living room there on probably the most comfortable chair of the night. Jay, what'd you think of tonight's draft?
Oh, it was great. Great time. I want to thank you for putting us on. And I know Steve also called me and wanted me to do it, and I'm honored. But I just want to take a minute and say thank you for everybody. It was a good time.
All right, bud. And is Linda there with you? Is she pretty happy?
Yeah, she's right here next to me.
You got to bring her on the screen for a second. We all got to say hi to Linda.
Stick your head in here. Say hello.
Yeah. The better half right there. Hi, Linda. It's good to see you.
Yep. Yeah, and my team, I think I have a good team. I have a mix of young and old and some lefties. I think we do pretty well.
I think you would too. Little do people know, I'm going to try to make everybody bring this exact team and get the league back going again. So that's your team right there.
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be fun.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks, Jay, for being with us tonight. Really appreciate it. All the best to you and Linda.
No problem. Thank you. Thanks for doing this again.
All right. Terry Jones. We're going to check in with TJ. Let's see if that banner's still hanging. Oh, he's got it fixed. All right. TJ, your final thoughts here, buddy?
First of all, I'd like to thank Inside Bowling and Steve Orff. He's always doing something to promote the bowling. The Orff Pro Shop started in 1976, still alive. Don Griffin, I support his pro shop. Mike Miniman, support their pro shops. We got to support these pro shop people. They keep us going. They're of our business. Looking at the list, there's a couple people that I just need to give honorable mention to that didn't get picked. You got like a Adams. Adams didn't get picked. Dave Adams. Dave Adams is the only one on the list I know that won an Eagle, but he didn't get picked. It's kind of hard to believe Scott Boyer didn't get picked. He has like a 242 sports league average. So there are a lot of bowlers out there. Of course, I'm going to have to hear from both of my sons that I didn't pick either one. But I enjoyed this. Looking at my team, my strategy was to go after a couple bowlers that could create shots on the lanes when there wasn't a shot. So I went for a couple of turners. Then I went for somebody that's in the middle, that not quite a turner, but has a lot of reps in the Cody Claytons. I went for another left-hander that I could line up off of and that could line up off of me. And then I went for Bill Nesshammer that can open them up. And, of course, you go from Roy and you go with Matt, somebody that's a little straighter down the lane. Both have an opportunity to play all the time. So that was my strategy going at this. Can you hear me, Mike?
Yeah. Well, you did good, TJ. Yep. You did good, buddy. Appreciate you being part of it, man. And anything else you wanted to say?
900 Global. Turbo grips, as I always say, 900 Global for life.
All right, buddy.
Thanks,
Thank you very much, TJ. Another mention here. Someone is very close to us. Dennis Hacker says Brian Burkhart also has an Eagle and was on the list, and that's true. Or Rick Gatlin as well. They won a doubles title a few years ago. Okay, let's bring in Chris Taylor now. We'll see what. Oh, you still got the same shirt on from last time. Yep.
Sorry, caught me mid beer.
Chris, your thoughts here?
It was a blast. A couple of things before I get into the team. I feel I really shouldn't, but I feel bad for some of the people that are feeling a little getting up in their feelings about not getting picked. This was for fun. It very well may never happen that any of us get out on a lane and actually do anything about this. And, there was a time when I think it was when Dave and I actually came into the league together. I'm pretty sure that we were the only, if I'm not mistaken, him and I might have been the only 2 rookies drafted that year. We were actually drafted by the same guy on the same team. There was 2 of us that got into a league of, what was it, 56? I think it went down to 7 at that time. Like getting into the thing in the first place back in the day was tough. You know what I mean? It was just you had to try out, and there was 100 people trying out, and the captains were watching you. And so the moral of the story is, just because somebody didn't get picked in this mock thing doesn't mean that they don't have the talent to actually go out. And if we actually ever did something like this again, and there was tryouts and all this other kind of stuff or whatever we did, I don't know. I just think it'd be a good idea. I would love to see it happen again, but I don't want people getting all hurt because they didn't get name picked. This list is actually kind of daunting. There's a lot on it. Having said that, my team, I really dig. John's my doubles partner for holiday doubles. I've known Eddie my entire life. Mine's more about a chemistry friendship type of a thing with all of us, and combine that with a whole lot of talent. I mean, there's a lot of talent there. My plan would be to sit and watch, to be honest with you, and I'm pretty damn good. So I'm more happy to sit and watch. That's fine. You know what I'm saying?
I like it. Yeah.
So anyway, thank you. I appreciate it. I want to shout out real quick to Steve Orff. He's always he's got more in his brain than just about anybody I know. In terms of bowling and whatnot. And he, when he called me, I absolutely had to do it, especially with you producing and taking care of this for us. It's a pretty cool thing. So thank you very much. Okay. Tell Matt as well.
Will do. Thanks, Chris, for being part of it. And thanks for changing all the time.
All right. You're welcome.
I'm going to go stare at the moon tonight after that picture hanging up in the background too. Okay. Rounding it out here. Mark Hoodley here. Mark, your thoughts on the draft tonight?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you guys at Inside Bowling. You guys do a great job. I love watching you guys during the day. It's great to see how you've grown, and I'm just so glad that St. Louis kind of gave you your start. So shout out to Steve Orff also for, like Chris said, the stats that the guy has, and I appreciate being asked to do this. It's an honor. As far as my team goes, my team kind of formed itself. I started with youth, and I think I am very well represented there. I just don't know how there's any team that can strike more than my team. I think we would be tough to beat on if we bowled a house condition. I just want to give a shout out to my Friday night world record team. I didn't pick any of them because I didn't want to hear from the other ones that I didn't pick. So I made it easy. And lastly, since I'm last, I just wanted to give a shout out to the league in general and what it meant to me. The biggest thing I remember, and if Richie would have been closer, I would have been glad to say it, but getting to bowl with Ray Orff, who I think was probably had the most talent, natural talent of anybody in town. And first year I bowled in the league, I actually competed. Me and him went down to the wire for the average, and I got to see him in his prime turn it on, so to speak. And I'll never forget that. And I actually got to bowl on his team a few years later, and we won the league. And he was just awesome to watch. So anyway, thanks for everything. I really enjoyed this, and I definitely hope we do it again.
Thanks, Mark. Really appreciate it, man. Well stated there. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Okay, everybody. I guess that's going to wrap things up here. Boy, kind of an emotional night for me personally. I moved away 7 years ago or so to take a job out here in Utah, and I've stayed ever since. I really like it here. It's really helped ground me, helped me grow up a lot as a person. And we've done a lot here at Inside Bowling. And I know many of you that are watching here tonight, whether you're from the St. Louis area or beyond, I can't thank you enough for the support that you've given us here. Over the years, there's been a lot of people that have disagreed with things that I've said, and there's been a lot of people who have been on this gravy train that I'm on. And people change over time, and I know that there's some folks that were even drafting tonight at one time or another didn't like one another for whatever reason. So one thing that I kind of wanted to get out there tonight was if I've ever had a beef with you in the past, or if I didn't like something about you, I'm personally drawing the line tonight. You have a fresh start with me in every way possible, and I'm asking for the same. And I hope everybody else that came together tonight can do the same. This pandemic's put a lot of things in perspective for people. And, as you get older, you start to attend more funerals, and more people leave this earth that are people you take for granted. I've had a lot of deep thoughts about that in the past, and the St. Louis bowling roots are extremely strong. And I really hope that this league can come back. And I hope that we can make sure that we don't lose any bowling centers in the St. Louis area through this pandemic. And I hope that the community, instead of maybe trying to figure out if it's the best financial decision for them or not to go bowl there, or how much can I get it for a game, or how much is a bottle of beer, that you just go all in. You don't go to Olive Garden and try to figure out if you can get a deal. So support the bowling centers. Let's keep bowling alive in St. Louis. And anybody that's watching outside of the market, I hope that you do the same in your community as well. We all love bowling, whether we hate it at times or we love it at all times. Deep down, there's a reason why we still, if you watch this draft tonight, you're a bowling junkie. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I see a lot of people in the chat that haven't bowled in a long time. Pick up a bowling ball if you can, get back out and do it. Or if you have youth, children, teach them how to bowl. It was nice reconnecting with a lot of my friends tonight and a lot of folks that I competed with in the travel league. I personally never had the talent to be on the all-star team. I got to be a captain because I could organize a team and I could attract a sponsor. I was really never good enough to bowl in this league. I mean, the rich history of this league that it's had for years. I mean, my goodness gracious. Steve Orff gave me a stat before this, and I want to make sure that I get it right. I think there's been 360 PBA national champions in the history of the tour, around 360, and 25 national champions have bowled in this league, which is pretty remarkable. Which reminds me, I want to give a shout out to Kyle Sherman and Pete Weber for joining us on this broadcast and popping in. They were both watching, and you could see the enthusiasm. Pete, for many years, couldn't bowl this league, and tonight he even said right in the air that he would like to bowl this league again. So I guess I'll close with that. This has been an absolute blast for me. I want to thank Matt Farber for the work that he did behind the scenes, trying to manage a stream with 8 different people, plus he and I, and trying to bring in a couple guests. We didn't know, but this platform only allows 10 people backstage total, and that includes on air. So when we asked Pete and Kyle to join, it was actually good that Miniman had some connectivity issues. But one thing that you deal with throughout these things, when you deal with the internet, you're just at the mercy of it. So hopefully everybody got something from it and enjoyed this tonight. It was really a blast. I do want to thank Steve Orff for the idea, and I hope we did it well. I hope we did you proud. And to those in St. Louis that'll be talking about this tonight through text messages or throughout the rest of the week or at upcoming tournaments coming up, let's take all this passion and the good from what happened tonight, and let's apply it moving forward for bowling in that community. Let's get out. Let's attend the Hall of Fame when that comes back. Let's just not have 50 to 100 people show up. Let's try to get 500 people there. Support the St. Louis Association. Get out, bowl a city tournament, revive those things, and get out and support the tournaments in the area and the league. So with that, I'm going to close the broadcast here tonight. I want to thank all the captains for their time, all the people that watched. If you'd like to support Inside Bowling, you can share, follow us, retweet things, whatever it is, at Inside Bowling on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're hooked up with Coach Mike Shady. We're putting out instructional videos every Wednesday. Shout out to our friends Brad and Kyle. If you don't follow them, make sure you do follow them as well, and all the team captains and things that people are involved with from tonight's broadcast. Also, you can support our Inside Bowling show Monday through Friday, daily. We've done 32 shows. We got Rambo Ray, professional gaming star, on tomorrow, and a great bowler. And then you can also support our Inside Bowling store at insidebowling.com. You can save 15% off merch with coupon code IB Show. And the folks that make all that for me are very good friends of mine here in Ogden, Utah, that I've hooked up with, and they have a family to support as well. So you're supporting people that are directly in touch with me and connected with me. So for that's going to complete tonight's draft. Everybody have a wonderful evening, a great rest of the week, and we'll see you down the road soon at maybe the holiday doubles or on our show. Don't be a stranger. Reach out to me, and God bless everybody. Have a great night.